Guys, look. Do you see him? The ducks just visited the garden. Alright, welcome back to the garden. I'm Naomi, a new gardener gardening here in zone 6B slash 7A. I don't think I can say new anymore, right? I've been gardening now for about 6 years. And it has been a learning experience. It has been a lot of fun. And what I'd like to do is welcome you to my garden if this is the first time that you are joining me. And we are going to take a quick stroll through the garden to see how our roses are growing, to see what has changed and what has not. Right. We're going to be starting our tour right here on the rose walk this morning and taking a look at the first rose to greet us on the walk is Desdemona. And you can see Desdemona is starting to, what? She is budded up. Do you remember seeing her 2 weeks ago? She is budded and she is ready. Look at this. We've even got a few flowers that are about to open. That is beautiful. Right. We started composting. Oh my gosh, we've got 3 yards of compost on the driveway that needs to be applied to the beds. Started a bit yesterday, ran out of energy, so lots of work to do. You're going to see little piles of compost around the place, but know that my mess is always what? A sign of my progress, people. Alright, this right here is a Munstead wood. Munstead wood is still a little baby. Munstead wood was planted not last season, but the season before. So this is his second season in the ground as a 2-quart container from David Austin Roses. And he too is getting ready to treat us to beautiful blooms. Oh, look at this. The rose walk is coming alive slowly but surely. Right. We've got the poet's wife on this side. Oh, looking really, really good. Minus the bug damage. Okay. The hydrangeas are filling in. And before I pass this hydrangea, I'm going to turn you just a little bit to the left so that you can see Olivia Rose Austin. Olivia is one of the first David Austin roses that I planted. So this little rose has been in my garden now for 6 years. Yep. Right, last year we had a slow start to our spring. But this year, oh, look at my baby this year. This year it looks like we are going to be covered in blooms. Looking really great. She was pruned back quite hardly. Is that the word? Yeah, I pruned her back really, 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 really tight this season. And I am surprised at how she has rewarded us with all of that new growth and all of those buds. So we will have a beautiful first flush of roses from Olivia this year. Coming down the walk, you can see here a struggling rose, Vanessa. Yes, Vanessa Bell. Guys, something happened in the garden between my first Sunday stroll and the second. So last week, Monday, we came in the garden and we found that all of the roses seem to have been sprayed on this part of the garden, have been sprayed with something that has caused the growth to do this squiggly sort of a, squiggly sort of a form, right? Olivia, we flushed her with water and she seems to be bouncing back, ish. For the severe parts that were touched, you can see that she's dying back on these parts. The leaves died. The plant itself is still trying, but the growth has been so skewed by whatever application came in contact with her that it almost made me cry. This rose has also been in my garden for at least 5 years. Right? I'm tempted to cut her back and continue just continue flushing the rose, but we'll see. Another sad thing on the walk, and I'll show you a rose here that was totally affected by whatever it is that happened, is Princess Anne. Now, you saw her in her first week on the first flush, and she was leafing out and beautiful. Now look. Yeah. All right. We're not going to dwell on it because our Sunday strolls are for beautiful things, but this really broke my heart. And yeah, it just really broke my heart. Again, we do not know what came in contact with the roses. But yeah, we'll keep watering, and I'm mentally prepared myself, especially for this Princess Anne, to have these roses taken out and put something new in the bed. All right, also on the walk right here are the hydrangeas. Now, again, this is the unhappy part of the walk this morning, guys. So the hydrangeas on this side were also impacted by, again, the same spray. And you can see, right, I came and nipped them off a little bit yesterday to see if I could get them to spur some growth. But you can see how squiggly and twisted the new growth is, just stunted. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. All right. But there's hope for the hydrangeas, because if you come down, I'm seeing the newer growth that she's putting on seems to be coming up to form. So I'm thinking maybe I should just go ahead and do a really serious hard prune on her, just to get all of this damage off. What do you guys think? I don't know. All right. This is a endless summer hydrangea, which also suffered. All right. And I'm slowly babying her and all of the roses here on the walk that have been affected by whatever it was that was sprayed here. All right. All right, so that was just a quick look. I make sure to, it's important for me to show these things in our garden stroll. One, it's helpful for me, right, as I go through the garden. It's amazing how something can damage your plants in just a week. But it's also going to be interesting to see how the plants rebound, and it's a good journal for me to remember, hey, this is what you did, and perhaps, you know, this is what you should not do. But all right, let's turn on to brighter things, because this half of the garden was not affected. That's where I just showed you Olivia and Desdemona, right? And right now we are on, who's this baby, guys? Gertrude Jekyll. Ooh, look up Gertrude Jekyll, guys. Always growing taller than she's supposed to. But she is loaded with buds, and she's going to give us some beautiful blooms. And come here, look at this. Oh, what is that? What is that? She is going to be blooming here soon, right? That's going to be her first flower. Absolutely gorgeous rose, being eaten by those little bugs, right? But hey, that's the life of a rose garden. All right, I'm going to take you down the walk here just a second to show you the rose that was first in bloom last year. All right, and who was first to bloom this year is not in a first flush as yet, but guess what? First blooms. Who is this, people? This is Crown Princess Margarita. Yes, she has got her buds all starting and her blooms starting to open. And this little wand will keep flowering for us for a good, what was it? For a good 2, not 3 weeks, right? She is beautiful. I will be sure to take you back by her once she is in full flush. All right, let's go ahead and take a walk into the back garden, and I'll show you the roses on the Rose Island really, really quick. Now we're taking the long way around to the Rose Island because we've got to stop on the driveway for just a moment to give a shout out to these roses. These are, again, the roses in containers. Thomas A. Beckett. Oh man, this rose is so beautiful, so wonderfully fragrant. Okay. The most awesome red. Beautiful, beautiful rose, doing really, really well. And look, we're still waiting on all of these buds. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm amazed at how well this rose has done right here. Okay, in the container. Absolutely amazed. All right, quick update on a Gentle Hermione. Now, this is a rose for fragrance, guys. This rose, the fragrance from just one bloom, is going to fill an entire garden. I kid you not. That nice, awesome rose fragrance. This little lady has it. Okay. As a young rose, her color is not as what I would have expected. Based on the photos from the David Austin website. I actually, I have her planted here in the garden, and I'll show you. She's not in bloom yet, but that's one that I had actually called back to DA to say, hey, you sent me the wrong rose. This is not Gentle Hermione. All right, and they did send me the replacement, right, which was again this rose. But then we realized that, hey, she is Gentle Hermione. She just takes a while to get into her color as she ages, right? This is an older bloom right here. All white. Isn't that amazing? An absolutely gorgeously scented rose right here, Gentle Hermione. Oh, beautiful. Her fragrance just carries on the wind. And her sitting right here beside Thomas A. Beckett. Oh, you guys should be beside me to just bask. Just bask in the fragrance, right? Okay, quick pass over Desdemona. She is still in bloom, a third week and going, right? She has been deadheaded 3 rounds now. All right, but she refuses to stop blooming. And hey, I'm not going to trouble her, right? She can go as long as she wants. Because I enjoy every bit of her blooms. Okay. And finally, the Peace Rose has joined the party right here on the drive. Look at the size of that bloom. Look at the size. Wow. Oh, man. So I'm going to tell you a secret. I was looking at my driveway and saying, boy, Naomi, you got these containers everywhere just doing anything they want to do. And I really thought about it for a second about removing the containers and not having all of them on the drive. But guess what? I can't help myself, people. I can't help myself. I love roses just so much. They bring me so much joy that I always want to squeeze in one more. And now that we're learning how to grow them successfully in containers, I'll always have the opportunity to squeeze in one more. All right. Okay, let's get back to the garden, and I'll show you the roses there on the Rose Island. I just wanted to had to take you by the driveway, guys. All right, let's go. All right, guys, welcome to the back garden where we're going to take a look at the Rose Island. But we had to pause for a moment. We had to pause for a moment again to show you. Look at these. The alliums. Oh, the alliums are bursting in bloom. And these are the universe alliums. They are so beautiful. The globes are so big. And they have a way of capturing the light that it almost looks like they're glistening. Oh, I love this. This bed has filled in so well. Every bulb that was planted last year, was it last year? Planted them last spring. Every bulb actually multiplied. So every one became 2. Right? So if this continues next season, oh my gosh, can you imagine how full this bed is going to be? Gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. All right, the Rose Island is still a work in progress. It is a hot mess right now. But the roses are growing, the plants are filling in. I need to come in and do my part, right, to get it looking good. I have decided, well, let's not talk about work. Let's look at the plants on the island, and then we'll talk about work in another video, right? What do you think? Yeah. All right, pink profusion salvia from proven winners grew here beautifully in a container, survived, overwintered, lovely. Okay, I have to plant my salvia in containers because the bunnies just love it. It said that this is bunny resistant. Not my bunnies, people. My bunnies are on something else. They eat everything. So the only way to have successfully grown one is in a container for me. Right here. Okay. Starting with the first rose on this side. This is James L. Austin. Is this James L. Austin? I think this is James L. Austin. Yeah. All right. Filling out beautiful and healthy. I'm hoping that this is going to be a great year for this rose. Last year, we were kind of so and so. This is his second season in. So looking forward to really great things from him. Okay. Hyde Hall is very small. Much improved from last year because he was small both years coming in. Okay, we're filling in beautifully. Yes, guys, this bed needs a lot of work. Lots of weeding. But we are going to get to it. Right. Hopefully this week, I promise, maybe. The alliums that we transplanted last year, they took a lot of damage, and I was surprised. They were really damaged by that late freeze that we had because, you know, they're one of those first things to start growing in the spring. With that late freeze, I thought they were going to be just decimated, but they weren't. They had a really weird pale and burnt color, but they have rebounded from that, looking a bit more airy than I would expect, but they survived. They're alive and doing well. Okay, this right here is the Sophie's Rose, still struggling, still need to be pruned back by me. She really got a lot of damage with that late freeze. It's good to see her putting on some growth right now, right? So she will give us some flowers, maybe just not as densely as she did last year. And right here, Bring Me Sunshine. Oh, Bring Me Sunshine is coming back as well. All right, he is rebounding beautifully. Okay. We've got buds, and he will treat us to flowers. Okay. This rose, this is his, so you saw him last season was his first season. So this is going to be his second season in the ground. This one is a really rock star, and it's his first season. He bloomed so beautifully. I'll see if I had photos of him. I definitely have videos of him, right? I just need to find one and pop it up there for you. This rose was phenomenal, right? And I'm hoping that he is going to be phenomenally phenomenal this season as well. All right, and let's go ahead and end it on the final rose that starts the walk. Let's take you over there. This is Elizabeth. Okay. Looking really healthy. She has been a healthy, vigorous grower for us here in the garden. Okay. No complaints where she's concerned. Beautiful fragrance. She gives us an awesome end of season flush. So she's one of those roses that will flush for us here in September, October. And she's one that will seem so deceptively like nothing's going on. And then you'll come into the garden and she will be blooming her pants off. Absolutely gorgeous rose. All right. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and I will wrap up here for another beautiful day in the garden. I have to show you the alliums again because they are going to be out soon. And they are so beautiful. The second bed did not come back, so I'm going to be ordering more and replanting that bed. But this right here is enough for me to say alliums are going to be in my garden, a staple in my garden. Absolutely love them. And just a quick shout out to the Shasta daisies. Do you remember the Shasta daisies that we divided last spring? Mm-hmm. They are filling out beautifully. And they're going to treat us to some good stuff. Have you seen it? This is going to be nice. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and I will end the video here again for another beautiful day in the garden. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, let's keep growing together. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching, and I will see you. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.